So joining me now is another person who's really been crucial in building the whole vaccination software, as it were, Mr. RS Sharma, who's the CEO of the National Health Authority. So, Mr. Sharma, really a day of celebration today because it's shown that India can do it. We've crossed 2 crores 20 as we speak right now. What's your reaction?
Yes, indeed, Sonia, it's a day of celebrations. Actually, we have made a history because the speed at which the whole thing happens, you will not realize that, we are clocking about 50,000 vaccinations per minute. It's about 800 vaccinations per second. Mm-hmm. So that's the speed at which the whole thing was going on. And it's really a credit to all our health workers, all our vaccinators, all our people in the field, the state government, the administrators and everybody. India has really come together on this day to really, create a history. Absolutely. Yesterday, mm-hmm. I was meeting the Swedish, Trade Commissioner day for yesterday, and she was telling me that you are clearing Sweden in one day because Sweden's population is 1 crore. And now she'll probably say in half a day.
We doubled Sweden and we've crossed Europe's total doses already. So, Mr. Sharma, I think that well done India. As you said, the whole of India coming together for this, whether it's a health worker in the most remote district, whether it's people like you and really the CoWIN app not crashing under 2 crore vaccination, all of them, of course, registered and certificates issued as well. The question is, it's wonderful to commemorate the Prime Minister's birthday like this. How do we keep this momentum going? Because, of course, we've heard so many people saying now it shouldn't be just for the Prime Minister's birthday. Happy birthday to the Prime Minister. But how do we keep this momentum going like this?
I don't know why people still kind of say these things, because we have crossed 1 crore at least on 3 occasions in the last few days. Mm-hmm. So it is not really a particular day. There have been many days, very recent past, that we have crossed that milestone. And I think, we at CoWIN team, we really feel very proud of our, people who have worked, the technology designers and other people who are involved in that effort. Mm-hmm. It's really a teamwork. And we, people who are asking us initially, will you be able to do 1 crore? And I was saying, yes, we can do 1 crore. And now today we can say we can do 2 crores. We can do as many numbers as they come on the platform. That's not a problem. Scalable. India has built wonderful applications, wonderful platforms. Aadhaar, for example, UPI, for example, CoWIN now. So I think we have become a very, very confident nation in terms of building softwares at a population scale. Mm-hmm.
And I think the best thing about that is, and you of course were with Aadhaar as well, and you had so many naysayers that time too, and now with CoWIN, when it began, you had so many people saying you can't do it. We've shown today that we can, and you and your team have done it. It's a public sector initiative, so that's also fantastic. But just to ask, because just if you looked at vaccine numbers, what does seem a little bit odd is that suddenly you'll see numbers dip. So if you see for the last few days, it's about 65 lakhs, so it'll come, then suddenly it'll cross to over 2 crores, then again it'll dip. Why are there these differences?
No, these are normal differences. You see, mm-hmm. You can't expect the vaccination numbers to remain constant because after all, India is a very large country, very diverse country. There are some holidays somewhere on certain days. On certain days, there are festivals.
Right.
There are normal vaccine day. For example, each state has 1 day reserved in a week for what they call the immunization day. So mm-hmm. they do not do the vaccination. So that's the way. That is why there are kind of variations which are very natural in this environment. One should not really attribute any kind of that there are deliberate variations. No, there are not. Everybody is working. And please remember, our health workers, imagine the fatigue which it could have set up in so many
Absolutely.
Months. I mean, I don't take credit for all that because ultimately it is not, CoWIN is merely a software platform. But ultimately the real work is being done by our people in the field.
Absolutely.
So that's the real credit should go to them and not to us.
No, and I have to say that we have seen that initially, we saw that there was a little bit of hesitancy, but now we see people coming out in huge lines. I mean, there's been this whole vaccination adoption by the people of India, by health workers going to the most remote areas, people going in boats, in mountains. It really is something which I think is groundbreaking globally. Now, just looking at records, we know that, I mean, there's been much talk about China's 2.47 crore, India just behind, but I think the difference for India is that ours is transparent. Everything is at global standards. So in that sense, we should be congratulating ourselves very much today.
I must also share with you, thank you very much for the congratulations. I must also share with you that since the very beginning, we have been conscious of the fact that people will need digital vaccination certificates. And therefore, that was one of our first steps. And today, you'll be happy to know that the WHO, when it announced their standards of digital certificates about a couple of days back, we were absolutely bang on. We have all the attributes of a digital certificate. So our digital certificate will be absolutely, acceptable worldwide. And we are having bilateral, discussions. The Britain High Commissioner had come and met us, and we are having multiple discussions with various countries. So therefore, we are very sure that the standards which we have set in for the digital certificate are also acceptable worldwide.
And when you look at what's happened today, do you think that this is now going to become a norm? One issue, of course, has been supply of vaccines, but that seems to be increasing every day. Do you think we could reach the target that we've set for the adult eligible population by the end of this year?
Well, I have always, sort of avoided the discussion on numbers because numbers are a function of multiple factors. The workers in the field, the vaccine supply, the people who are coming over and all that. So therefore, I think I must not really make any statement about how numbers are going to be seen. But I am sure India will achieve the target it had set for itself, which is vaccinating every eligible person and every person. And I'm very happy that, now the vaccine hesitancy is more or less non-existent. And people are now coming in numbers, large numbers. You can see, 2 crore 22 lakhs is not a small number. It's basically 2% of India's population in a single day.
Absolutely.
That's great.
And do you find, sir, when you first took on this task, literally just months ago, it seems so much longer, when you first took on this task just a few months ago, did you think that it would reach this day? What for you was the biggest hurdle and the biggest achievement in these last few months?
No, actually, we have learned a lot, and I think we must have applied our learning from the larger platforms which we have built, Aadhaar and UPI. And I think what we have done from the very beginning, if you remember, we built a platform and we did not build an application, and we built applications around it. And those applications also, we now opened it up for private sector participation. So today, CoWIN, registration application is with more than 100 entities, starting from Paytm, Infosys, Max Hospitals, everybody, all kinds of, entities are there. So I think, and recently, if you remember, about a week back, we opened another API where the employers or the airlines or the railways can just actually find out the vaccination status, which means the person enters, I buy a ticket, and suppose there is a discount on the ticket for those persons who are fully vaccinated. I just apply on IRCTC website, I purchase a ticket, and at that time I enter my mobile number, my name, and my vaccination status. After my consent goes to IRCTC, database, and they can straight away give me the discount and all that. So that's actually, again, it's very, very digital and very open and transparent, and actually platform based on open source, open API, open standards. Open is the word for us. It completely removes the information asymmetry. It becomes transparency. You can see the real line numbers. I don't think there is any country in the world which has such kind of, tech backbone to monitor real time each individual's vaccination status.
No, absolutely. And I think the feedback that, as you said, you took on board initially when there were questions about languages, accessibility, the digital divide. I think that's really changed with WhatsApp being used, and especially the dissemination. So really, I would say congratulations, Mr. Sharma. I know you said it's about the health workers, and we all applaud them today and everyone involved. But congratulations. As I said, it's the CoWIN app staying there, marking right now at 2,22,000. Hopefully that number will cross, but it's fantastic numbers. And congratulations to all those involved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Surya, for having me on your platform. Thank you.